geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here today because we're going to be taking another look at a running-related subreddit. We took a look last time at r/running, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/ultrarunning. But first of all, if this is your first time here, welcome. I am so glad to have you, and why don't you make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the running-related content that I have coming out all the time. Just to get you caught up, if you have never been on Reddit before, there are lots of different subreddits dedicated to pretty much any interest that you could possibly think of. And of course, there are a ton of them that are related to running. We're going to be taking a look at some of the most popular topics that are currently being discussed on the subreddit and some of the replies to different people's questions and comments. So let's jump in. We'll start with someone's personal ultramarathon that they ran on their own and posted to share with the group. Are you okay? Bad question. I don't think anyone in the ultra running world is really okay. This answers why I'm currently searching for my first ultra. Do people who are okay run around roundabouts for 6 hours twice? You ought to get a camera crew out there and some sponsors and get your hands on some money to feed some kids or something. This madness is surely to get you some attention locally and could grow the sport as well. Great effort. This person has a physical fitness question about a quad spasm later in a race. So I've run 4 road marathons and 2 trail 50Ks, and my quads always spasm on me later in the race. I ran a 50K yesterday and was feeling great till I wasn't, and I couldn't get my quads to chill out. I feel like if I can unlock this problem, I could have held on to my pace instead of being forced to stop. I took plenty of electrolytes during the race, but I was wondering if anyone else has had this issue before. Any suggestions or tips would be very much appreciated. For me, it's a strength issue when this happens. I've run very hilly 50Ks and 50 miles, as well as incredibly technical 50Ks. Later in the race, the muscles are just worked and start to seize. I've added more strength into my training, as well as more hills, which has helped. With the exception of an unseasonably hot 50-miler, 85 degrees in early May after months of cold training, I don't think my cramps were ever electrolyte-based. There's research to support this idea that cramping is about training and fatigue, but on that hot day, a half liter of tailwind solved issues immediately. I'm not as experienced as you guys, but I also think muscle fatigue is the main cause of cramps. Did a 42K on the most hardcore terrain I had ever encountered last September, and I cramped all the way between 20K and 32K. Currently working to build my leg strength and ramping my distances back up too. I'm still under 20K on my long runs, but I can tell you that I'm much more explosive and fast than I was just 3 months ago. I'll see if this converts to fewer cramps on long distances. Thank you so much for your reply. My goal is to run a 50-miler, maybe more, but I was getting concerned if my quads would be willing to. Keep training and racing. Your body will gain resilience. My first marathon hurt worse than my most recent 100K. At least that's how I remember it now. Our next Redditor has a question about running on vacation. Anyone participate in races put on by vacation races? Just curious what your experience is. I live in Las Vegas, so pretty close to Zion, Yosemite, Joshua Tree, Lake Powell, so there's a few races I can easily make within a short day drive distance. They seem pretty well put together, but I'm even more interested if anyone had completed the international or multi-day trail festivals. There's a festival in Moab in April with kids camp, yoga, music, food, etc. that looks enticing with 3 days of running. I'm the only runner, but want to get my family to enjoy the trip too instead of always going solo. The international trips, I would definitely do solo. I've done several events hosted by Vacation Races, and they are easily my favorite race organization. I've done Yosemite, Joshua Tree, Lake Powell, and I'm signed up for their Antelope Canyon Ultras in March. From the medals to the post-race snack boxes and the environment, everything is amazing. I've had no issues with their events and will continue to participate in them. I'm doing the Catalina Island Marathon for my birthday in March. I know it's not an ultra, but a trail marathon on an island sounds like a good time. Nice! Do some diving and get some day-old spaghetti there. Day-old spaghetti? Lol, do tell. Antonio's Pizza. Great food, great day-old spaghetti. And of course, every running subreddit has to talk about running shoes. I'm in the market for a new pair of shoes. I've only used Hoka One One Speed Goat 4 since I started trail running. I've gone through 3 pairs already. They're very comfortable and easy on my knees. They're becoming more and more difficult to get my hands on and take very long to get delivered. Does anyone have a recommendation for shoes similar to Speed Goat 4? Any recommendations welcome, please. Speed Goat 5 has been getting pretty good reviews. From other similarly cushioned ones, I've had good experience with Salomon Ultra Glide. Came here to say Ultra Glide. I just bought my 4th pair. Same here. I love my Ultra Glide. Moving on to apparel, how about a discussion on winter running gear? What do you guys and girls wear for running in the winter? I hate tights, so looking for any suggestions for running at around 0 degrees Celsius for short or long runs. I'm in Maine and I only wear tights if it's under 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Even then, if it's sunny with no wind, I might go shorts under that. I have a thick Under Armour base layer that I swear by. I usually wear a synthetic top over that and then a light jacket or another synthetic top over that. I tuck the base layer into my shorts, which makes a huge difference. Then I wear gloves and an insulated warm hat. Lastly, hot water in the Camelback to start and blow back into your bladder religiously after every sip so your tub doesn't freeze. I often wear tights but picked up a few pairs of the Janji Transit Tech pants and have worn them in 20 to 45 degree Fahrenheit weather. Next up, recommendation for a first 100 miler. Friends, I want to run my first 100 miler end of January or early February. Do you have any recommendations for the following states? North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, or Virginia? Rather than searching Ultra Run sign up, I would like to get some actual feedback from runners. Race director race descriptions are something else sometimes. Ultrarunning has a great race map to help you find races in specific areas and during specific months. I'd like to know where you end up. I'm eyeing 100 in East Tennessee in October. Do you mean Cloud Splitter? The No Business 100. Come to Arkansas and do Love It 100. Here's a runner suffering from an IT band injury. I'm struggling with IT band pain even 10 weeks after the 50-miler I DNF'd. I went to see the PT and doing everything, stretching, massaging, strength routines, and still struggling with runs around 5 miles. It's like my TFL is always stiff, even if I stretch every day. I wonder if it could be related with ankle dorsiflexion problems. Did someone experience similar issues? All help is welcome. Keep asking your PT what you should do or get a second opinion. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of time and consistency doing PT exercises to make something better. I find when I'm doing a couple short walks per day, 10 to 20 minutes, my hip extension and ankle dorsiflexion improves. I find my TFL feels less tight when I do direct loaded hip flexion exercises. I think my TFL was tight because it was weak and thus easily overworked. Strengthening may have built its work capacity and it doesn't overreact or tighten up as much. Thanks for the tips. And finally, we have a newbie coming to the group asking about improving minutes per mile over a 24-week training program. Dear friends, it's me, a 39-year-old male, 6 feet tall, 260 pounds, and newbie. I'll be running my first 50K in April. I did a 12-week base training phase and am now on week 4 of a 50K training program that I got out of a Chrissy Moyle book. Currently, my Zone 2 runs have settled in at around an 11:30 minute per mile pace. I'm wondering if I follow the program religiously, including all the tempo runs and strength training, how much improvement do you think I might see on that Zone 2 minute per mile pace over the next 20 weeks? Thanks. Additional since first posting, I know people look at my weight in this post and probably have some preconceptions. I have found we gatekeep a surprising amount around weight, particularly in running communities. That's too bad. Also, I think if people were to see me, they would be surprised that my weight is 260. Not that it matters in the end. Running is for everyone who wants it. I've always been way heavier on the scale than is evident by fat on my body. I was an absolute beanpole in high school and still weighed 210. And I eat and have eaten a strict WFPB diet for a year now, like religiously so, and follow a weightlifting program 3 days a week along with my running, for what it's worth. Honestly, for beginner runners, just running more mileage than you're used to should improve your minute per mile pace. For more experienced runners, it's where tempo runs are more necessary for improvement. Can't answer for speed training, but I hope you discover that there are all body types in the ultra running community, and if anyone is judging you, that's their problem. The feeling of accomplishment you get from finishing these long races will make you pretty indifferent to what people think of you anyway. Good luck. So there you go, just a quick little dive into r/ultrarunning. So if you would like to check out the subreddit for yourself, I'm going to have a link down in the description so that you can go and take a look. Did you find this fun? Entertaining? Why don't you let me know down in the comments below or by giving this video a big thumbs up. Both of those help us get out to more runners just like you. This is your second reminder that if you have not subscribed, to click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it keeps you up to date with all of my running adventures. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name RunningGeekGirl. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm so glad you could be here. Can't wait to see you next time. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. See you later.